Check, check, check. Going a couple minutes early here just to make sure. It seems like my internet connection was fine. That's been our issues in the days past. But I have upped my quality settings on my capture card, so maybe the fact that I have high settings could be the reason why my live stream has been lagging. But I think it's more so been the internet. And it says right now my internet is going full force. So thank you guys for tuning in. Finally, we're getting a little bit more stability to the live streams. Like I said, this is like right after I said I got so many series. I just want to start live streaming almost every fucking night so I can get through these series. Kind of like the OCD. I literally have like 7 series on the fucking go right now, and I want to just start checking that shit off so that it's just so I can move forward and do other stuff. So I started the draft series. I'm now on a 2011. Ideally this weekend, if my internet willing, I'll be able to get the 2012 done this weekend as well, because obviously this series more so has to be done before the draft, because then after the draft, no one really wants to talk about the draft anymore or relive past drafts. So we're doing today the 2011 draft, which, may be the best draft class ever. And by that, I mean the best draft class that I will be featuring here on this series. Definitely not the best. It actually, well, you know what? When you look at the 2011 draft as a whole, I don't think there's going to be way too many people that are going to think that it's an absolute shit show of a draft. I think more than often than not, people will think this is a pretty good draft. So, without further ado, like I said, I'm not feeling the best today, so it's not going to be the longest live stream. Plus, with my internet being a little bit fucky, what we're going to do is, because this roster is stacked, we're going to simulate to Week 16, play Week 16, Week 17, and play the moments, and then hopefully go to a playoff run. So the video, usually my live streams are an hour and a half to 2 hours. This one here will probably be around 1 hour, unless we absolutely get shit pumped. But like I said, again, my goal is probably tomorrow night, I will live stream 2012 draft. So we'll be, pounding right through these like Peter North. So jumping at the quarterback here, we have Cam Newton, who was, this was a highly debated topic when Cam Newton was coming to Auburn. Was he going to succeed in the NFL or not? Was he going to be good, or was he, too much of a gimmicky quarterback type player from Auburn? I would have been the biggest Cam Newton fan if he would have stayed at Florida and would have came out as a Florida, because he probably would have won the goddamn national championship with the Gators, but he decided to steal a goddamn computer, have to transfer to Auburn, and then do big things there for the Auburn War Eagle. But, Cam Newton was a beast, got picked by the Carolina Panthers. I don't really know what happened with Cam last year. I think maybe it was more so the team around him, and then eventually it affected him negatively. I honestly have no idea why the Panthers were so bad as they were last year, but he is a NFL MVP, which kind of, it's another name, another tag you could slap on to the 2011 draft class when you're looking to add it as a whole, is you got an MVP. Anytime you can get MVP, that's a nice cherry on top for a draft class. Look at the running back spot. We have DeMarco Murray, who was drafted by the Dallas Cowboys out of Oklahoma. Obviously did big things with Dallas. Went to Philly, shit the bed, and then he went to Tennessee last year and looked rejuvenated. So he's been very consistent outside of Philadelphia in his NFL career. And then we have Mark Ingram, who is kind of polarizing in his own right. Is Mark Ingram an elite back? Sometimes he can play like it, other times not so much. Very much in the fantasy football community as well. Is Mark Ingram, when he's healthy, he's a pretty damn good back, even though I will say, to my grave, Toby Gerhardt got absolutely robbed in the Heisman Trophy voting that year, where Mark Ingram won over Toby Gerhardt. Makes absolutely no sense why Toby Gerhardt won, but it did go to Mark Ingram, and he's been, definitely a solid starter in the NFL at the running back spot. Jumping to the fullback, no, who gives a shit, we don't have a fullback. I guess we could technically make the fullback if we want, Julius Thomas, who, was pretty much made, I don't know, $40, $50 million from Peyton Manning. The wide receivers, I got Julio Jones, I think you have to say Julio Jones is the best wide receiver in the NFL today. I'm a big fan of Antonio Brown myself, but, I mean, it's Julio. Julio Jones is the best wide receiver in the NFL today. I think you got A.J. Green, who may be the most consistent wide receiver in the NFL today. And if he didn't get shut down, where he got almost in a heated argument, it sounds like, with the Bengals staff, he would have had 1,000 yards every single year of his NFL career to start off. Kind of like a Joe Thomas, where Joe Thomas makes the Pro Bowl every year. Seems like A.J. Green will consistently get 1,000 yards. And both these guys here are, incredible playmakers, and, two, in my opinion, top 5 wide receivers. Then you have Doug Baldwin, who I think was undrafted out of Stanford, and has really come on strong with the from the state of Washington, the Seattle Seahawks. The last 2 seasons, Doug Baldwin has been I would say, a low wide receiver one for the last 2 seasons. I mean, he was an elite wide receiver one at the end of the 2015 season where he caught like 3 touchdowns a game. And then we also have Randall Cobb, who is a really, really good wide receiver too. We found out when Jordy Nelson got hurt that he's not so much a wide receiver one, but is a great complementary wide receiver. And hoping as an Eagle fan that we can get the same kind of success out of Jordan Matthews, who now will be downgraded to a wide receiver two. And much like Randall Cobb, I think he will benefit from doing that. The tight end spot, we have Kyle Rudolph and Julius Thomas. Both these guys, I mean, had different peaks. I think Kyle Rudolph has been more consistent throughout his career. Great hands, has been big time. I don't know, for, you might want to say Notre Dame's kind of been a tight end university. A couple big tight ends coming to Notre Dame. Tyler Eifert, Kyle Rudolph, Troy Nicholas. I'm probably forgetting someone else on the top of my head. But then you have Julius Thomas, who, came out of nowhere, was a basketball player. And then Peyton Manning made this guy a bunch of money. On the offensive line, we have Tyron Smith, who's one of the best left tackles in the NFL today. We won't mention what team he plays for. Left guard, we have Rodney Hudson, naturally a center. I actually think he was drafted as a guard out of Florida State. Now a very talented center, formerly of the Kansas City Chiefs, now with the Oakland Raiders. At center, we're going Jason Kelsey, who, his Madden rank kind of sucks. I think that 76 is kind of low for Jason Kelsey as an Eagle fan. I think Jason Kelsey's probably like an 80, 81. Kind of inconsistent, but finished the year off strong in 2016 for the Philadelphia Eagles. Right guard, we have Mike Pouncey, who again is a center by trade, but played a little bit of right guard, or I don't know what, right or left guard, but played a little bit of guard with his brother at the University of Florida, blocking for Timothy Tebow, the God. So we'll move him here to right guard. He's very fluid on the interior. Again, struggles to stay healthy, unfortunately. And at the right tackle spot, we have Marcus Cannon, who really came on last year with the Super Bowl champion New England Patriots, which is kind of gross. But, still overall, this offensive line is very, very solid and probably can stack up well against any other drafts you will see or have seen on this series. Looking at the defensive side of the ball, this is where things get pretty crazy. This is an absolutely stacked defense. I would say outside of the safety spot. Left defensive end, we have Ryan Kerrigan, who absolutely embarrassed and murdered and, just straight up raped and pillaged Hal Vaitai last year when the Eagles played the Washington Redskins in the first game. He is a very good outside linebacker. We're playing a 4-3. We moved the scheme here from Arizona from a 3-4 to a 4-3. And I think your Kerrigan, outside linebacker, defensive end, hand on the ground, standing upright. He is a great playmaker. He is a out-and-out edge rusher. Can do it all from all positions. And then right defensive end, we have the best defensive player in the NFL today, when healthy, and that is Mr. Justin James Watt, J.J. Watt from Wisconsin. That was the crazy thing with J.J. Watt, is when he was coming out of college, everyone knew he was going to be solid. He didn't really have all the traits that everyone thought this guy is going to be a superstar, let alone, a guy that's on pace to win the most defensive rookie of the year, the most defensive player of the year awards ever. I think he's tied for the most. I think 2, 3. I don't know. I think, who the fuck has the most? I don't know the exact record. I saw it on Twitter the other day. He either has 2 and the most is 3, or he either has 3 and the most is 3. Something like that. It looks like J.J. Watt is well on the way, if he can, fully come back from his back injury, I think it is, to become the all-time leader in Defensive Player of the Year awards. For the defensive tackle spots, we're going with Marcel Darius, who's been somewhat inconsistent the last couple of years. I think it's more so down to his health, but when he's fully healthy, he's a very good interior defensive lineman. We're going to pair him with Jarrell Casey, who's been very underrated for quite some time with the Tennessee Titans. More so 3-4 defensive end, but we'll slide him in here at defensive tackle. 6'1", 305, fits our scheme. Again, terrifying front four. Wait till you see the front seven. So we have here at left outside linebacker Justin Houston, who on his prime, in his best day. Justin Houston, again, another guy that can lay claim when he's on fire as the best defender in the NFL. This guy here can single-handedly get 3 sacks and interception. I think his ball skills, no homo, but his ability to actually, kind of drop back into cover and not be a liability, it's impressive, man. He blocks and swats a bunch of passes down, and he has the athletic ability to get a couple interceptions here and there. So, Justin Houston is an animal when healthy. Interior linebacker, we have KJ Wright, who is an outside linebacker on the Seahawks, but with his size and build, I think he's very fluid in the linebacker spot. He can play inside and outside. So we have him here. He's an 88. Very good player for the Seattle Seahawks. And then right outside linebacker, we got Von Miller, another guy, much like J.J. Watt, much like Justin Houston, much like a cornerback. 2 cornerbacks potentially we're going to talk about could lay claim to the best defensive player in the NFL, and that is Von Miller. Mr. Four Eyes himself. I'm not a huge fan of Von Miller, to be completely honest with you, but he is an unbelievable playmaker, and definitely, I think you have to say, top 3 edge rusher in the NFL today, and hopefully he does some big things for us here in today's episode. Looking at the corner spot, we have Pat Pete leading off for the Arizona Cardinals. Freak athlete from LSU. I think he actually slimmed down. I always thought Pat Pete was like 210 when he was coming out of college. Literally, I've never seen a kind of player like that. A guy that was 210 that ran as fast and as fluid and naturally as he did. it was pretty terrifying. And he's, I would say Pat Pete, he hasn't had his two biggest years the last 2 seasons, but overall his body of work in the NFL has been exceptional, and he's definitely one of the premier cornerbacks in the NFL. To pair with that is Richard Sherman, who, converted wide receiver. Everyone knows his story. Didn't have a really good combine. I don't know what round Sherman went, third or fourth round. Mid-rounds. We'll say he went mid-rounds just to play it safe. And he's been, again, another guy like Pat Pete, could lay claim to being one of the best corners in the NFL today, depending, there's certain people that think because he only plays one side of the field, you can kind of hold that against him. But I think for the most part, Sherman is, I don't know, if I was making a team right now, Sherman would probably be one of my corners. Same with probably Pat. This would be almost my secondary if I was starting. Because then you got Chris Harris, a guy undersized, but does not play like 5'10", 199 pounds. Another guy, when he's on his day, could be considered the best cornerback in the NFL. Phenomenal playmaker for the Denver Broncos, making a phenomenal, that's the buzzword of the day, secondary that has, won and kept Denver in a lot of games last year. They had no right being kept in. So this is a terrifying secondary, if I'm completely honest with you, and it works out well. Outside, and nickel corner. The safeties really is only where it's weak. I probably could have done a better job and looked at a couple more corners and then just moved them to safety. But we have Chris Conte here, from formerly of the Chicago Bears. I think he got drafted by the Bears, and then now he's on the Tampa Bay Bucks. He's not terrible. He's not great. He's not terrible. He's just an average starter. And then we have Denoris Searcy, who had a pretty big year with the Bills. I'm not exactly sure what his production levels have been with the Titans. He did hit free agency and was a fairly expensive free agent when he left Buffalo to go to Tennessee. But I assume, worst case scenario, he's a solid starter in the NFL today. Then again, it seems like a lot of mock drafts, a lot of Titan fans think the safety is a position they can continue to look and upgrade. So right now, really, the safety spot's the only weak spot. And I probably, if I really want to look to and want to just try to make the best overall roster, I might have been able to find a couple corners that we can move to the safety spot. But this is what we're going to be rocking with today. And let's see what we can do. So yeah, like I said, not feeling the best tonight. So usually what we do on these series, depending on the night, is we just sim out to the mid-season, and then we'll just play the divisional matchups, then go to the playoffs. But where I'm not feeling the best, we're just going to go to Week 16. We'll super sim or play the moments, the Week 16, Week 17 matchup, and then if we make the playoffs, we'll super sim that. I fully expect to make the playoffs. I'm going to say, this is not a Super Bowl or bust video, but with this roster, with how stacked it is, I fully expect and kind of, make my cutoff for, how I'm going to deem this video is at least making to the Super Bowl. Ugh. So, I want to ask you guys just quickly, well, we got 120 some people in here. Obviously, if you have not checked out today's video, it was not a realistic rebuild. I'm getting ready to, that series is going to get packed up sooner than later and ready for Madden 18. But I did there's a straw poll. I think there's only 700 people that have voted, which is pretty goddamn good. About the three teams I will go back and redo. That's kind of what people that do rebuilds on YouTube do eventually. And I don't know. I don't want to bite anyone, but you guys are requesting it. I figured, there's a couple. I'm going to say particularly, we're 7-1, so nice record there. Really want to do the Colts. I just remember, I'm still pissed off with that. That was like the third or fourth rebuild that I did. I did about 21, 22 rebuilds in total. Still pissed off. Still could not believe the level of failure we had when we did that Colts rebuild. But if you guys haven't voted on that, go hit that straw poll up. But I more so want to think, how do you guys like the I don't want to say spam, but essentially it is spam the way that I'm uploading videos for where I do the mock draft, and then you guys are getting the rookies video where I take the players that I had mocked, kind of put them on the team and do like a little simulation. I mean, I don't have a problem doing all those videos, but I could tell I did the Bears video where I showed the Bears rookie. It must not hit the sub boxes because most of those videos are doing 3,000 views. This one here only has it was struggling to get 1,000. I don't think you guys hate the content. If you hate that kind of content, maybe that's my way. I should read into it and say, okay, maybe people don't want to watch this. But I'm just thinking maybe that one got missed over by a couple people because of the number of uploads. But, fuck, man. I just really want to get that done. That's another thing. It's like, I really thought it was a good idea. I think it's pretty fucking cool, but it's a lot of work, and where I got a lot of content on the way that I want to do, because this is a down month. And for those of you guys that don't know, you might have just found me. I'm one of the older Madden YouTubers here that's been doing this for quite some time. I think I'm entering my 5th year on YouTube doing it, and always March, April, May are the 3 down months here on YouTube in terms of Madden YouTubers, so finding new people and stuff like that. Always feel free to spread the word, share it out on Twitter that you're watching me to your friends or people you may know that don't know who I am and may like my kind of content. But I mean, it is the down months, if it will. So the more content I can kind of put out to attract the masses, the better here that I can do. But you know, it is what it is. I think we're gonna 15-1. We might do 15-1. Then again, I can shit the bed. I haven't played Madden in quite some time. This is probably... I haven't played Madden in 2 days, I'm going to say. So we got to make sure we fucking shake off some rust. Let's see what we can do. This is a pretty good... This is like a foolproof roster. Because we don't play defense, the defense is going to be the super sim. I think they're going to put us in some very nice positions more often than not. Like I said, this video might not be the longest in terms of, like, we might not even hit an hour, but I will be live streaming either tomorrow or on Sunday, the 2012 draft, because like I said, I'm going to go all the way up to the 2016 draft, and the more I can get this series done, then the live streams will turn into Madden Greats, and what's the other series I was doing? Legendary College Roster, so those things will be happening. Oh, shit! Alright, Marcus Cannon recovers the fumble. Number 1 offensive tackle. I hate how the numbers get all fucked up here. We do this. Alright, we got Julio. Oh my god, like I said, this gotta be... Throw it to Doug Baldwin. Alright, 3rd and goal. Let's go bench. Bench is one of the stronger plays in this year's game. We got Green. We got Julio. Oh, yeah! There we go. Give us a nice... Should we go for it? I don't know. 4th and goal. No, nah, our defense is good enough. We'll just take the points when we need it. Hello. Do I think Deion Jones and Keanu O'Neal will develop into superstars? Keanu O'Neal for sure. I think he has all the intangibles that you want. As long as he continues to work on his coverage ability. The sky's the limit. I think Deion Jones has his limitations. He's always just going to be like, you know, people are hyping up as the next like Patrick Willis in terms of just like this next freak athletic linebacker. But I think, another fumble. What the fuck is Cam Newton doing? Jesus Christ. I think Deion Jones, again, he's a, I don't want to say he's a luxury player. But he's a new age linebacker. He's almost literally like what guy. Like if you told me that Deion Jones played safety, he's a converted safety now playing linebackers. That's a terrible. Oh my god! See, the rust is coming in. I think he definitely could have the potential to be a superstar player. But I'm gonna say Keanu O'Neal will be a superstar, and I think Deion Jones will just be a really good starter. Like I said, there's. Oh, okay. We guys are going for the field goal block here. Some great goddamn video. Oh, of course he makes it. Tie ball game 3-3. Oh yeah, look at my. They see, look, this is bullshit. Some of you guys that were with me last week when I was trying to live stream, look, it's perfect. Like my internet, it's like, what kind of fucking bullshit internet is that? Like I think I'm getting, like realistically, for you guys that don't stream, and if you do know a thing or two about internet connections, you realistically need like 6 megabytes of upload to stream on YouTube to have like high quality. I'm paying for like 12, I think, 10 or 12. And then all last week I was getting less than 1. No rhyme or reason. There wasn't any servers being upgraded or, you know, worked on. Couldn't live stream. Tried live streaming multiple times. Wouldn't work. And then tonight I got like 11. So I'm getting better than what I got last time. So, I don't know. Alright, see what we can do here, Mr. Jones. Oh, come on, Julio. Thoughts on Kaepernick not being signed? I think a lot of people are trying to make like the clickbaity, he's not getting signed because, you know, it's the political thing. I think it's definitely a bit of both, the political side of things and just he's not good. You saw what he did last year. He's not good. Everyone thought, oh my God, Colin Kaepernick in fucking Chip Kelly's system. Wow, Chip is really gonna utilize Colin Kaepernick. He's gonna get the most out of Colin Kaepernick. Still, the team around him wasn't good, but Colin Kaepernick didn't look any better than what he did when he was sucking under fucking porn stash Tom Sula. So I think it's more so. I think Kaepernick's gonna want not cheap. He's not gonna play for backup money. He's gonna play for backup money in the NFL. Then again, what's the backup money? Fucking Eagles pay Nick Foles like $6 million a year. So, oh come on, let's go. Beat him. This is a Richard Sherman-less Seattle Seahawks too, by the way. You get it. Third down alert. We got a Hail Mary attempt. We're on the 40. Oh, Jesus Christ. Why would you give me this as an option? Colts with Broncos defense. See, that's the thing. Like, when you do too many players, it just seems like obviously the whole thing's not realistic. But I just like the whole, because then you're just mishmashing teams. Like if you just take a group or one single player and see what they can do, I think that's a little bit better. Well, never know. That series, Super Bowl or Bust series, like I said, some of those videos can be 5 minutes, some can be half hour. I just want to do those when I'm bored. I don't really have a set schedule for those ones. It'll be more so like, I either feel like doing it and I'll decide to do it a week. That's the third fumble from Cam Newton. Jesus, learn how to hold the ball. Hold that ball like you hold a stolen computer. Luckily, we're able to force a quick turnover here from Russell Wilson. He's not having that much better of a game than Cam Newton is right now. All right, let's go. Come on, Julio. Boom, well, let's just throw it to Doug Baldwin across the middle. This is actually, we kind of pillars the Seahawks here. They're missing their best wide receiver and their best cornerback. How long do you think until the Eagles make the Super Bowl? 4 years. Hope they have a 4-year plan. Basically, it's going to be like the year. Actually, no. 1, 2, 3. 3 years. Carson Wentz's last year before his rookie contract. Eagles are going to make the Super Bowl. I'm calling it. What do I think about Shaq Lawson? He was one of my favorite prospects coming out of Clemson. Thought he was, not as good as Vic Beasley. But he's somewhere, between a Vic Beasley and, Carlos Watkins, who was, even Carlos Watkins was an interior guy. He still was a big-time pass rusher from the interior. I think Shaq Lawson, if he can stay healthy for the Bills next year, he should be good for, 7, 8 sacks. Don't know if he's going to, outright win the starting gig there. But you never know with Sean McDermott. Likes these young edge rushers. He might try to utilize them a little bit. Oh, my God. Kyle Rudolph has got hammered all this game. Buddy's taking shots to the head. All right. Oh, look at that. It knows. HB toss. Bring it out. Let's get it out here. Oh, yeah. Here we go, DeMarco. Get that easy touchdown. Get that work, bro. Get that work. Where do I think Jared Cook will go? Jared Cook is on the, Raiders. So, going for an onside kick, huh? I don't think that's a key moment because you're not going to get it. All right, we can run the ball. We can close this game out. Most disappointing in the player of the NFL this season. You have to say it was Cam Newton. Go from MVP to you got to, come on, C4. Move the chains there. Go from MVP to not being able to really rise to the occasion and carry the Panthers. As much as I kind of want to discredit the whole Aaron Rodgers should win MVP because he sucked and then he's, turned shit around. Aaron Rodgers essentially for long periods of that time, I think the Panthers have a weaker roster than the Packers, but Aaron Rodgers was able to lift that team and build that team around him. He's an MVP. Cam Newton's an MVP. Was unable to do that. He wasn't able to make kind of shittier players look better. Burp. So, you know, I think Cam Newton's probably the most disappointing player. To be completely honest with you. Sleepers in this year's draft class. What position? I got sleepers in every single position. Quarterback, Davis Webb. Running back, Jerry McNichols. Wide receiver, Kenny Golladay. Tight end, George Kittle. Offensive lineman, Ethan Cooper. Defensive lineman, Brian Cox. Linebacker. Can't think off the top of my head. Corner, Rasul Douglas. Safety, Marcus May. Could Reuben Foster fall to the Colts? Maybe. It depends how many teams really put weight into, this whole where you got sent home from the combine. There's going to be teams that are probably going to be like, wow, there's some character concerns there. But, seems like most people, obviously if you take what beat reporters say, it seems like most people said that, they're not putting too much stock into him getting sent home from the combine. So, he is a phenomenal linebacker. Ben Ballware is that's a good shout for a linebacker. I think Ben Ballware, though, the only unfortunate thing is he's very similar to Scooby Wright last year. Scooby Wright out of Arizona. Pretty much like for like of what you get with Ben Ballware. Maybe even a little bit more athletic. They're just... Much as people like to say there's college quarterbacks, like the run-first quarterbacks, I still think there's also college linebackers. I think the undersized linebacker, that's like the heart and soul. Usually when heart and soul of a defense is your trait, that translates to more likely... good special teamer in the NFL, more so than a sleeper linebacker. But Ballware is, even though he loves shoving fingers up people's asses, he's a great player. Great player for Clemson. Don't know what his NFL future holds, but he was a really good playmaker for Clemson. O.J. Howard gonna be bust. Come on. Come on, kid. No, they're not. Raiders to Vegas. Oh, my, what the fuck is with the fumbles? Oh my god, alright. That was one hell of a fumble. They're going to challenge that. Oh, there's a penalty. Raiders of Vegas, I think that's pretty cool. Oh, fuck. Jason Kelsey, of course, number 3. Fix your number, center. I think the Raiders going to Vegas is a good thing. I think it's obviously got to be an indoor stadium, because else it's going to be like the World Cup in Qatar. Even if the games are in a goddamn desert, players are going to be dying of exhaustion. Oh, there we go. David Johnson, who magically decided to come out of high school here in 2011, making a play. O.J. Howard's the safest prospect in this year's draft class. No. I say he's top 5. He's not safer than Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett is the safest prospect in this year's draft class. I'd say Myles Garrett, Jamal Adams... O.J. Howard. That's probably it. Those would be my 3. And then outside is if Jonathan Allen's the whatever the fuck's going on with his shoulders, if that can get sorted out, I think he has a relatively low floor for how bad he could be. I think he's going to be a good playmaker. Scramble. Who do you think is going to be a bust? Could be. I want to say Jabril Peppers from a technique side of things, but I think he's freakishly athletic. A worst case scenario, he could be like a Cordero Patterson, where you can just use him on special teams. Like worst case scenario, he's that good of an athlete. So there is value there, even if it's not as a defender. I don't know. Worst bust? Quarterback, probably one of the quarterbacks. Potentially, if it's any of those quarterbacks, where I mocked the 49ers getting Trubisky. Yeah, something like that. Probably there's no safe quarterback prospect this year. Dalvin Cook, maybe. McCaffrey over Cook, 100%. McCaffrey over Cook. I agree with that one. I agree with that assessment. Oh, look, Trey Mason getting some work here. This old bipolar Mason. What do you think about the NFL celebration videos? It's pretty dumb. I retweeted. Oh my god! Come on with the run blocking. I retweeted the tweet that Martellus Bennett, or was it Mike? One of the Bennett brothers. I think it was Martellus. You know, I didn't see it. I wonder, is there actually footage of that video that everyone can kind of like make fun of it? All right, we'll just throw it to Julio here. It's pretty dumb. It's pretty dumb, to be completely honest with you. Come on, Duggar. Come on, Doug Baldwin. There we go. Set up room just for a C4 special. I'm gonna get on that. I gotta get on a C4 special T-shirt. Let's go pitch to DeMarco. Don DeMarco. Touchdown, baby. The Raiders' thoughts. Like I said, I like that they're going to Vegas. If they can get a healthy... that's the thing. I like that they're going to Vegas and they don't suck. Oh, come on. Let's go. Best field goal kicker on YouTube. Let's prove it. God damn it. That was just the kicker's fault. That was max power, max accuracy right there. We'll go first. Okay. Someone said, who will go first in fantasy next year? Probably Le'Veon Bell. And broke LaMarcus Joyner's ankles there. Randall Cobb. I think Le'Veon Bell will go first. David Johnson second. Third will be, Julio Jones. Fourth will be Antonio Brown. Fifth will be Zeke. Those are probably the top 5 for next year's class. As we just embarrassed. And what I think about Raiders... I think it's a great city for Vegas. Is a good city. It's a sports town. I'm a little bit worried about the fair weather fans, but at least they're getting that NHL. They're getting a hockey team before then, so they'll hopefully the city will get adjusted to having a. I mean, NHL is not that big in America, but at least a pro franchise there. But it's good, man. I mean, Raiders aren't getting any funny. They have the worst stadium in the NFL. And they have a loyal fan base. And they're good. So it's not just like ticket sales are going to suck. People are going to support the Raiders. I think it'll be more so a going away party. I'm not big on American geography. But it's not like they're moving halfway across the country. It looks like, it's a, what would it be, 5-6 hour trip from Oakland to, Vegas. Maybe a little bit more than that. So, I mean, that's not that bad. You can make a fucking day trip out of that. Go down Saturday. Watch the game Sunday. Easy peasy. I wonder, is UNLV going to get an upgraded stadium? It's 16 hours from Vegas to Los Angeles. No way. It's not. Isn't Nevada like kind of close to? I don't know. I could be fucking wrong. Raiders fans they'll use some of the money. They'll buy like a big ugly black bus, a silver and black bus, and come on, drop that, and they'll all just go down there. Imagine they have the Super Bowl in Vegas. They will have the Super Bowl. It seems like the trend. If you get a new stadium, you'll host the Super Bowl eventually. So we're like the 2021 Super Bowl, if this all goes through, probably will be in Vegas. I might have to go to that. That'd be fucking insane. I've never been to Vegas. I can say right now, oh my god, Doug Ball, let's go. I can say I don't like Vegas, not really my kind of town, but I definitely would partake in a few of the activities. and see what's going on in Vegas. Oh, oh, come on, that was a touchdown. Sup, Joel H, bruh? Your Oregon Ducks hat looks like. It's 8 hours. Okay, that's kind of 8 hours is kind of far to expect fans to travel, but maybe I don't know. I think I don't know what the feel is though for the Raiders fan base regards their stadium. I think they're not going to hate the team though if they move. It's not so much like that they're abandoning them. It's just they don't have no money to make a new stadium, so I don't think there's going to be a lot of it's not going to be the same kind of pandemonium that the Chargers fans had, where they just felt kind of high and dry because their owners are cheap ass. Nine-hour trip on Google. If you're a crazy Raider fan, like those people in the black hole, they're not driving the speed limit. They could probably make a 9-hour trip down to like 7. Just floor it the whole time. So the play action. Boom, boy. Oh, come on. You got to have a better pass than that, Cam. Oh, come on. The window was there. Gambling addiction for Vegas. In Vegas for Raiders. Do you think so? No. They're professional athletes. This is like maybe like the 90s or like fucking the movie Any Given Sunday. Potentially, but they can fucking gamble anyway. You don't have to go to Vegas just to gamble. You fucking gamble anywhere you want as an adult. I think the off season could be a little bit of an issue for the party. It's going to be a high temptation, city. I'd be like, if I'm the Vegas Raiders during my interview process, I'm seeing if players are married beforehand. It might be better to have players that have families versus guys that are like living that bachelor life. We all know Raiders go to Vegas. Best believe Johnny Manziel is signing a contract that day for league minimum to play on the Raiders. All right, guys. So we're going to playoffs. Obviously, we dominated 15-1. So hopefully we don't pull a Dallas Cowboys here and choke in the first round. But let's take a quick look at our stats for this terrifyingly good connected franchise mode. So Cam Newton, 4,400 passing yards, 39 touchdowns, 12 picks. Almost MVP caliber season from him. Running the ball, we got 1,200 yards and 11 touchdowns from DeMarco Murray, 405 from Mark Ingram, 355 and 4 from Cam Newton. So that's almost 5,000 total yards, over 40 touchdowns for Cam Newton. On the receiving side of the ball, A.J. Green, 87 receptions, 900 yards, 8 touchdowns, 1,200 yards, 6 touchdowns for Julio Jones, 1,000 yards, 13 touchdowns from Doug Baldwin. Big balls Baldwin coming up big in the touchdown department. Kyle Rudolph, 515 and 4. Cobb, 330 and 1. So that's not terrible. And on the defensive side of the ball, KJ Wright led the team 116 tackles. Von Miller, 113. On the sacks front, J.J. Watt with 18.5 sacks. Casey, 9.5. Kerrigan, 8.5. And for interceptions, we got 5 from Pat Pete, 3 from Chris Harris, 2 from KJ Wright, 1 from Vaughn, and 1 from Richard Sherman. So we got ourselves a first round bye, which is very nice. That's actually that might be the best record we've had out of all the drafts, and I'm not surprised because this is the best draft. Do a Colts rebuild again. And please do Cardinals. Like I said, I did in the video, I did the Cardinals, and we won the Super Bowl in the first year. So that's pretty much telling me that they didn't need a rebuild. So I don't know if I'm going to do Arizona, but it looks like I took a quick glance at the poll, and the Colts were second. I think it was Browns, Colts, 49ers. Obviously, the Browns and 49ers are the rebuilds that everyone and their dog does here on YouTube. But I did fail on both those, so I wouldn't be surprised, and I wasn't surprised that they were the two most popular. And the Colts are currently finding themselves a spot there. Most sacks you see in a season. I seen Matt get 33. I got 28.5 in the second year of my Eagles Connected franchise mode with Fletcher Cox. And that's the most I've gotten. I think the highest in a sim, I think I got 26 with Khalil Mack 1 year. But here on Beast Mode TV, we don't do rebuilds where we trade for Khalil Mack every video. So I've only had Khalil Mack once, and that was the year he hit free agency. But it was pretty good. Did you do an NCAA bracket? Yes, I did, and I got fucking rocked when Duke lost. I did put a picture up after the round of 32, and I had a 97% bracket going. Best I've ever had. I've done NCAA brackets for 3 years now, and then Duke lost, and my bracket went to shit. I had Duke and Louisville going fairly far, and I don't think I have a chance in hell of winning my little group pool that we have going on. Should do a rebuild where I get rid of team's cornerstone players, like Raiders with a Macker cat. What could I call that? Fucking. I was thinking about doing something like that, but like, what the, what's the point though? Is it just like, what if a guy just decided to retire? What if everyone, we can call it the Chris Borland. What if everyone decided to be a Chris Borland and retire super early? Did you have Wisconsin beating Villanova? No. My Eagles biased went with the Philadelphia team, even though for how little I usually watch college football, college basketball, Villanova always seems to choke. Aside from last year when they actually won it, oh my God, Cam, sort your shit out. Seems like Villanova kind of sucks, but I did have Butler going pretty far. I had Xavier going pretty far. I had the worst one I had was actually going against Michigan State in the opening round. That was the one that I kind of was kicking myself in the ass. But, man, Gonzaga's looking real good. Gonzaga in Kansas. Chip Kellified. That's actually hilarious. I might have to... That's good. I should do like a Chip Kelly series where I trade away the 3 best players on a team and try to... I don't know. What did I do? What would be the actual basis of that video, though? Trade away the 3 best players, then try to rebuild without them? I don't know. I like the concept. There's definitely something there. I just don't know what the practicality of that. Like, what is the end game if I did something like that? Just a rebuild? Just making a rebuild even harder? I don't know. But that's fucking hilarious. I think that would be pretty good. Chip Kelly. Get chipped. Getting chipped. That's what we call it. Get chipped. Come on, I got a goddamn marketing degree. Can't think of a catchy title for this. The only thing with that series is I just want to be done with the rebuilds because they take so much fucking time to make. Gonzaga. Gonzaga. I'm not gonna lie. I had to Google where Gonzaga was, to be completely honest with you. But fuck, that is actually funny. But if I could find a way how to do that Chip Kellified thing and the video won't take, like right now, to do a rebuild video, that's why I'm kind of getting ready to wrap it up and just ending it with the 3, retries. Like, I gotta do, like, for example, this week, I'd have to start the rebuild on Wednesday to have it done for Friday. So that's 3 days that I can't do other videos because I just gotta do a rebuild. It's just too much damn time. But I really like that Chip Kelly idea. Getting chipped. Get Chip Kelly'd. God, come on, Julio, make a play. How could I do that Chip Kelly series? Fuck. How do I do that Chip Kelly series without making it super long? That's my dilemma, because that'd be pretty funny. Alright, Chip Kelly here, everybody, and I'm a fucking all-star. And what we're going to do... I won't do realistic, too. Because it seems like the cool thing right now is for everyone to do realistic rebuilds. So maybe it's my turn to go from realistic rebuilds to doing non-realistic rebuilds. So we'll call it Get Chipped. I could trade for Julio Jones or Khalil Mack. They're totally in the open playing field. Fuck. I just don't want to do another series where it's going to take me like multiple days to do the video. See how quickly I can get fired. Would that be it? Would that be the way we do Chip Kelly? Trade the best 3 players and play Okay, how long was Chip in Philadelphia? Maybe I could do that. We trade all the best players, see how we could do in 2 seasons. We'll use the real rookies. Because where the rebuilds are 5 years, it takes about half hour to do 1 full season. So times that by 5. I can't do the math right now, but it takes me about 5 hours to do a realistic rebuild. But I did only 2 seasons because that's how long Chip Kelly seems to last in the NFL. That could be pretty funny. I'm gonna write that down. Whoever fucking put that out there, I'm gonna write that. Give me a second here. Chip rebuild. Whoever did that, congrats to you, bro. I'm gonna go talk to I actually have a meeting tomorrow to talk with my tax guy. But I'm looking at a way that I might be able to write off giveaways as advertising expense. Because, spoiler alert, most people that do giveaways on YouTube, they're doing it because you're not doing it out of the goodness of their heart. They're doing it because it fucking helps them get subs and all that shit. But if I can do that, I certainly will. And I'll be upfront with you guys and say, this is costing me nothing, so why not? If I have to spend this money and I can claim it on my taxes, why not give the loyal subs of Beast Mode TV? Especially guys that come with great ideas, like Chip Kelly rebuilding. I'll give you guys I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. I gotta talk to him though. We'll see what's going on here. Gotta talk to the tax man. Make sure the IRS in Canada doesn't come and take my shit. World War II COD leak just came out. CAFC Harry. Tweet me it on Twitter. If you have, my Twitter's in the description. I want to look at this because I really want to play Call of Duty. It's been a while. I haven't liked the Call of Duty in quite some time. And a World War II Call of Duty gets my rocks off. So I totally would like to see that. Bum bum ba da dum bum bum ba da dum. Do 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 do. Copyright so no one can take it. Yes, I will. That's my idea, guys. I invented it. If anyone else uses it on YouTube, I'm going to give you guys shit because I am the creator of that idea. I own every idea I ever use. If any other YouTuber does mock drafts or any other YouTuber does Philadelphia Eagle connected franchise modes, let them know in the comment section that I invented that and they're copycatting me. Please do that. But yeah, I will play. If this year's Call of Duty is pretty fun, it will be over on the second channel, Beast Coast, which currently we did last week while my internet was absolutely terrible. We did a live stream of Ghost Recon Wildlands, and we'll see some of that stuff. Ghost Recon Wildlands, Overwatch, there'll be Call of Duty, there'll probably be FIFA, there'll probably be fucking, literally every other game that's not Madden that I play will be will be going up on that channel. As I said, I'm sick as shit right now. But if you haven't subscribed, feel free to do that. Should do a draft series called Matt Millen and draft a wide receiver every pick. Or Andy Reid. We just call it Andy Reid and just draft 26-year-old offensive linemen that secretly want to be firefighters the whole time. What's the other channel's name again? It's called Beast Coast. The link, actually, you probably just type in The Beast Coast. It might come up. But if you can't, go to the main page of this channel. It's in my subscribe box. As I'm literally dying right now. What are the chances Brad Kaya is a Hall of Famer by career end? Very low. I think he's upside. If you're looking for a project quarterback, he's probably one of the best. I'd say him and Patty Mahomes. Alright, cool. Thanks, Harry. Interested in seeing that. The Call of Duty nudes. Are you going to rip packs? Yeah, I'm actually totally thinking about ripping packs. You guys are going to be really, really super excited that I'm going to be ripping packs. You're also going to be amazed. It's going to be unbelievable, like the craziest pack opening video. Even though, literally, there's thousands of crazy, unbelievable, you will never believe it, pack opening videos uploaded every week here on YouTube. Trust me, guys, when I say this, if I upload a pack opening video that is titled Unbelievable, it's probably the greatest thing you'll ever see. You'll probably die. You'll probably just bust a nut watching this video. You'll also notice, probably by the video, I'll be making like you'll see my real face in the thumbnail. I'll be puckering up like a donut, make a nice little circle round hole in my face. Looking like I'm getting ready to suck a mean dick. That's probably going to be in the thumbnail as well. Probably the amount. I'll have to get a sponsor as well. I'll be sponsored by fucking wasteyourmoney.biz. You guys will see that. They'll pay me 10% of everything you guys spend. When you guys spend real money and you spend it for fake money that's not worth anything, literally ever. I don't know why people would ever do that. But then again, you guys have to do that because it's a great discount code. You're saving money. You're pretty much making money when you support me by buying my sponsor stuff. So guys, it might be coming. It'll be huge. It'll be absolutely huge. I'm going to need to take a fucking drink here real quick. I think Leonard Fournette will be healthy in the NFL. Leonard Fournette is going to be a beast. Only thing I don't like about Leonard Fournette is I don't think he's a fit for the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars got to fine-tune and, twiddle some things around there to really cope with what Leonard Fournette's going to bring to their offense. I think a team like Carolina, if somehow they could trade up or he falls to him, Fournette is, I think, almost a lock if he stays healthy for Offensive Rookie of the Year. If he goes to a team like the Panthers, where the Panthers' bread and butter is to fucking run the ball. That's it. But you watch a Panther game, Panthers are fucking boring to watch on offense because all they do in their whole offense is built upon either Cam or their running back controlling the clock. They just want to control the clock. They play the game like fucking Peyton Manning does. And, pretty much it. And Fournette is a perfect fit for that. C4 steaks. Yes, we're going to bring on C4 steaks as well. It's going to be fine, grade A Canadian beef. Do you think the Falcons will take Jabril Peppers? Maybe, but didn't they, the other safety that's paid back to the county, didn't they just pay him decent money? Alfred is his name? Or Antonio Allen, something like that. But Dan Quinn is a really good DC, and I could see him, if he finds a way, that he can envision Jabril Peppers working in his defense. Maybe. C4 syrup, yep. C4 Canadian bacon. Let's get it. I was actually thinking about that. Around 50, I think, I think it's kind of stupid when people come with t-shirt ideas with less than like 50,000 subscribers, but I'm doing it. I had a t-shirt company, in loose terms. Oh my god, it's terrible. In high school, so I have connections to get that done. But I have absolutely terrible luck with creation people. Finding people to make up designs and shit that aren't terrible. As we hit the C4 special with DeMarco Murray to put this game out of reach as we're moving on to the next round. Early predictions to take the Super Bowl this year. You probably have to say the Patriots are the favorites right now, unfortunately. As we win this game and move on to the next one. I'm going to say Patriots and Packers. Patriot-Packers Super Bowl will be my super... Look into a crystal ball and come up with the exact prediction. That would be it. Browns are going to take Taco Charlton with their first pick. Yes. They do that too, and it'd come out that like someone was trying to order tacos in their draft room, and that's who they ended up selecting. All right, so we're in the conference championship, taking on the 11-5 Dallas Cowgirls. I ain't worried. If Joe Mixon really impresses Howie, could the Eagles use the 14 pick on him? I'll tell you right now that if the Eagles go running back, and it's Joe Mixon or Christian McCaffrey, I don't think I'll be super pissed off. I think I'll be content with that. Not content, because I do think we have to go corner. I think you have to go corner. But McCaffrey and Joe Mixon are the two running backs that I think are the perfect fit for the Eagles scheme. If you're going to go for the clean guy, that's the best fit, it's Christian McCaffrey. If you want to go for the guy with a kind of shit history, I personally would prefer Joe Mixon over Dalvin Cook. As my mic just got right fucked up. Let's get it. How do I feel about Philly and Carson Wentz? Feel fucking great. Because our Canadian dollar is so terrible, I dropped $200 on a Carson Wentz jersey, baby. That's how great I feel on Carson Wentz. Alright, I gotta grab a fucking drink here. Give me a second. Oh yeah, feels good. Alright. Oh, for fuck's sakes. I need a drink. Where's the drinking buffer window? Give me an extra 10 seconds to take a sip of my fucking drink here. Oh, yeah. No, I'm not thirsty. I'm sick as shit. So I need to keep drinking so I don't... My voice doesn't voice crack like some other people here on YouTube. I would hate that. Hi, guys. Oh! Throws it. There we go. That was a clutch drink. I psyched out the Dallas Cowboys on that drink. They're like, what the fuck is this guy doing? False start on the opening play of the game. Oh, best believe I was just getting a little sippy poo of a drink. I'm going to fake you with that shit. Let's get it. Oh, shit. We don't need the defense here. I think that's chemo. Come on, you can stop Dak. 3rd and 2. All right, let's go, DeMarco. What's the weather right now in Canada? Fucking terrible. Literally every day could be, feels like spring, feels like winter, and then it's flurries every night regardless. Bullshit. Every night, I go spend some time with the baby, and then on my way home, it's a fucking snowstorm. I hate it. Maybe that's why my internet's been sucking, because the weather here is so up and down. You never know what you gotta get. Ooh, Doug Baldwin. Hassan Riddick or Jabril Peppers? Hassan Riddick, baby. Riddick, I think he's going to be a freak. Riddick's going to be the guy, I think. That'll be the first name taken that everyone's like, what? Kind of a reach, but he's a monster. What do you Canadians think about Bud Light? Not a fan of Bud Light. Do like Bud Light Platinum. I like Bud Light Platinum, not so much for the taste, but it's the most close beer to tasting on tap. I don't know why. For you beer drinkers out there, you know the difference. You taste like a beer that you buy at the store versus a beer that's on tap. I find like Bud Light Platinum when you buy it, tastes like it's right out of tap. It's not, nothing spectacular. Bilbo, can you show the team after this game? Once this stream's done, it uploads, so you'll be able to watch the very beginning of it very shortly, and you can see the whole team in its entirety. Canadian ales are perfect. Yeah, you get some Alexander Keith, Oh, come on, Duck Ball. But not a huge fan of Budweiser. But I hate hipster beers. IPAs are trash. I want to say that right now. I'm not picky, overly a huge beer drinker. I do drink beer when I watch football. But I'm not picky to what I drink unless it's not. I hate fucking hipster IPA beers. The worst shit. Best wide receiver this year's draft class, Corey Davis. Let's go. Oh, here we go. Big time grab. Put up to 2. Where does Corey Davis go now? Now the Eagles are going for corner. Tennessee. Arizona. Well, Fucking Cleveland could go wide receiver. You never know. Oh, there we go. A Cole Light? Never heard of a Cole Light, to be completely honest with you. I assume that you're in England. I was in England, but I wasn't of the drinking age when I was in England, unfortunately. So, I've never actually had an English beer, I don't think. What's like a... I don't think I've ever had. I assume that, well, Guinness is the worst beer I've ever had in my life. That's, you know, that's in your guys' like neck of the woods. So I'm gonna hold you guys responsible for that shit. Guinness is terrible. When do the Dolphins move past Tannehill? They should do it this year. Tannehill's not good. Oh, got mossed. He just got mossed. Oh, oh, that's embarrassing. Get mossed. Oh. Oh my God, Julio Jones, just not fair. Is Strongbow European? Strongbow's like the second worst beer I've ever had. Oh, come on, Cam. You gotta run up. Better pocket awareness. Do I like Labatt Blue? Not a big fan of Labatt Blue. For Canadian beer, I'm not, like, I don't know. I'm not partial to it. I mean, Canadian's not terrible. Like, if you want to get down and dirty, get some fucking dry ice. You know, you're drinking dry ice. You got a plan, all right? You got a plan to fucking just get absolutely trashed for the least amount of money with dry ice. For Canadian, be like Katie's not bad. Blue's not bad. Alexander Keith's, eh. Anything's better than a shitty IPA. I'm telling you right now. We're bodying them right now. We're bodying the Dallas Cowgirls. This is embarrassing. Come on, have a big performance for old Jerry there. He's on life support, for God's sakes. Take it over here in the red zone. Why not? Alshon Jeffrey or Antonio Gates. What does that mean? What does Alshon... What is that, fantasy? Or is that just in life? That is the most random comparison of two players. That's like, hey, C4. Quickly. Just quickly. Hey, quickly. Ryan Wendell or Julio Jones. Just naming two people. Is that what you're saying? For those of you guys that are underage for beer talk, then you can just sound cooler to your friends. You can lie and say, over the summer, I drank all these beers that you just heard in my chat, and everyone's going to think you're super bad, and you're going to get so much, whatever kids call it, poo nowadays. You know, punani. So much strange. You know, some strange. What player this year's draft will most impact their team? I think actually potentially could be wherever O.J. Howard goes, because there's a couple teams that are a great tight end away from being really complete. Do you think the NFC East, it will be competitive this year? Yes, they're going to be. The NFC East is about to reign supreme here. That's a fucking 9th fumble of this goddamn video with Cam Newton. I think NFC East is going to be the strongest division in the NFC next year, and they will rival the AFC West for the most competitive division in football. Count on that. Wants to get this work. Oh, rest in peace, Julio. You got popped. All right, 3rd and goal. Let's just run it. When is the Cardinals rebuild coming out? It's not coming. I decided to do the Cardinals because I asked the dude. I won the Super Bowl in the first year. The video was 6 minutes long. So congrats to the Cardinals. You guys kind of sucked last year, but your team is ready to win a Super Bowl, and you don't need me to destroy your team over 5 seasons to do it. I hate to, set up blue balls there for Cardinals fans, but it's also a compliment. I tried, like I said, I did it. I sat down, I was like, fuck. I gotta go home and record this rebuild. I gotta get the goddamn Cardinals rebuild out for Friday. They had it found out first season, won the Super Bowl. People are shitting on me for trading away good players, so I kept Larry Fitzgerald. I kept Carson Palmer. Did work. Dave Johnson won himself MVP. I moved Deion Buchanan to safety. He was a monster for us. I think he had 5-6 picks. It was just a shit show. It was just a shit show. I'd say the Cardinals and the Chargers were the two teams that I was very pleasantly surprised for how easy it seemed to win in the Super Sim mode. How do I feel about Felipe Franks? I hope to God he's good. I have not seen any real tape on him or anything like that. But all I right now is know he's freakishly athletic. He's big. He's 6'6". He should hopefully be all right. We need a quarterback. I'm sick and tired of watching Florida squander championship caliber defenses with horrible quarterback play. You should try my rebuild method. Other games like 2K or the show. I don't play any other sport games. I play FIFA. No one watches FIFA. No one's gonna really watch FIFA on my channel because it's the other football. I hate baseball games. I don't mind basketball games. I'm just terrible at them. I remember I bought 2K14. I think that was the basketball game I bought on this one. The only other basketball game I've ever bought. I used to buy the NBA Jam games. I love NBA Jam, but NBA Jam and NBA Street. Those are the two basketball games I used to play as a kid. But I played 2K. I'm terrible at it. I don't know what it is. I'm absolutely the worst I'd be clueless gamer playing any of that shit. I do watch a little bit of basketball. I know what's going on in basketball. I know a lot of the players. Definitely not to my depth of football, but I'm not out of fish out of water when I play basketball games. I'm just terrible at them. Terrible. Like I played my buddy. He was shit fucking faced, and I was trying to play him. He still beat me by like 50. It was embarrassing. He's not even good. I can't dunk. I can't pass. I fucking have zero timing for 3-pointers. Basketball game will never happen. I hate baseball. Baseball's like my least favorite sport, so we'll never see any of that shit. Completely honest. But hey, we gotta say, we're in the Super Bowl. We're taking on the Patriots. We expected Super Bowl here. It was our bottom line. So hopefully we can beat... Oh, right. What the fuck? Logan Ryan came with a corner blitz. My Achilles heel. That's why people always say, why don't I think I say this almost every video. Anytime a corner blitz works. You have plenty of tape on me if I ever played any of my subs. You know what my weaknesses are. You know what my strengths are. I don't know you from a fucking hole in the wall. So I'm never going to play sub. Well, maybe I'll play subs sometimes. Can I live stream NHL one night? I can live stream the only NHL game I own, and that is NHL Hits 2004, if you want to see that. I can bust that out, get some Scott Stevens, and fucking just smash people through the glass. That's pretty much all you're going to get. I am going to look at, though, finding a capture software for PlayStation 2, because I will live stream the hell out of PlayStation 2 if I can figure out a way to use that. But I have no idea. Who's the biggest bust in this year's draft class? Like I said, it's going to be a quarterback. I can see Trubisky if he goes high. I don't know. It's kind of tough to say biggest bust. I'm going to say it's a quarterback. Whatever quarterback. If a quarterback goes in the first 10 picks, it'll be him. Oh my God, Cam Newton. Thanks, AJ Ace, bro. You the man, baby. You the man. Thoughts on DeAndre Francois from Florida State? Gonna be interested to see if he continues to develop. I think the potential's there, certainly, but he's gonna need to develop, or else he's. Oh my God! Rest in peace. My play calling. Another Eric Rowe, another corner getting in on a sack. We gotta start sending these fucking running backs here in the pass pro. Like I think if I straight up if I played a sub, if you ran corner blitzes the entire time, you would body me every play. I don't know. I'm blind to it. What do you think of Davis Webb? Sleeper quarterback. My sleeper quarterback. Who's the second best Madden YouTuber behind me? I'm not subscribed to any other Madden YouTuber because that's just the kind of asshole I am. But I do enjoy... oh, there we go, Kyle Rudolph. I do like... Mr. Hurricane. Before I really started doing franchise modes and stuff, I respect what he does. He knows his shit. He's probably the only other guy I think that I could probably hold a conversation with in terms of football that I wouldn't feel like I'm talking to a fucking fly on the wall. He's a cool dude. He's probably the only YouTuber I think that I would. I like there's a Beard MXD. I can't remember his fucking name, but I like his stuff too. And I'm always open to doing a collab if the video is right and something that I want to do. I think if I could do like a franchise with Hurricane, I don't know how you could do a collab like that. But there's a way you could do a franchise. If I could do a franchise mode with Mr. Hurricane, I think that would be super fun. It'd be really beneficial to my channel. I'd get a little bit of a channel rub, but he's probably the only guy I think I'd collab with. I'd never collab with an Ultimate Team guy, anything like that. But yeah, if you guys could fucking be enough people, you spam Mr. Hurricane and say, hey, do a fucking video with C4. I'd be down to do that. Vikings versus Eagles. Let's get it. What do you think of the Cardinals' records will be this year? Man, they're in like a Super Bowl or bust mode. They're in a team that's, oh my god, a win now. Cardinals, a tough division though. I just don't believe that Carson Palmer will stay healthy, which kind of sucks. 7 wins, 7-9 probably. Unfortunately, I would really like to see I would really like to see Larry Fitzgerald have another playoff run because, in my mind, honest opinion, Larry Fitzgerald is the best wide receiver in the playoffs I've ever seen. So, that being said, I didn't really see Jerry Rice play a whole lot. DJ, 3rd and 15. I think we'll go for it here. Do an online connected franchise mode. I don't know what that is. All right, now we're going to see best punter on YouTube here. Not only am I the best kicker on YouTube, I'm pretty much the best special teamer on YouTube. Putting that down to 3. All right, let's get it. We can tie this ball game up here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, let's go Julio. Once again, Julio, as much as you want to call Bernard Pollard the Patriot Killer, I think Julio Jones is entering that territory. I would actually do a collab video with EDP. Like, if I could find a way to debate him on Eagles topics, I would 100% be up for that video. I would fucking embarrass him if it's a thing that you have to take a side on. Oh my, just fucking fumble it right into his goddamn hands, why don't you? Jesus Christ. At least they turned the ball right back over again. Oh! There we go, baby. How trash was that Madden Bowl? I watched the original one, and literally everyone just fucking did the same fullback dive thing with Jimmy Graham. It was terrible. I was so unimpressed. Even though the guy that won it was an Eagles fan. He didn't even have Brian Dawkins on his team. I don't know how you build those teams. If you're an Eagles fan, you know Brian Dawkins on your team. Get the fuck out of town, you racist. Again, Killer Keemstar over here dropping N-bombs. Oh, there we go. 1 yard line, C4 special. Maybe to tie this ball game up. How long until Alshon Jeffrey's suspended or injured? I'm going to say he'll play 13 games with the Eagles this year. Alshon is not a good pickup. That is false. Alshon Jeffrey was the top wide receiver on this year's market. And when he's healthy, he is probably borderline top 10 wide receiver in the NFL, if not a top 10 wide receiver. So, personally, I can't come off as biased because we did sign him. I was always kind of skeptical and cautiously optimistic about the Alshon. But the fact that it's a 1 year deal, perfect deal. Absolute perfect deal for the Philadelphia Eagles. The fact that they got him on a 1 year makes it a good pickup. If they sign Alshon to a bunch of guaranteed money, multi-year contract, I would agree. Bad deal. 1 year deal, perfect deal. Absolute perfect deal. Could not disagree with you more on that. All right, let's make a fucking play here. Third and goal on the 6. Hit him with a click slants. Terrell Pryor is better. Yes, very true. The guy that's played wide receiver for 2 years is better than Alshon Jeffrey. You are, sir. What is your YouTube channel? I will subscribe to you. Because you have the scoop. You know what's going on. The Alex Jones of Madden. Terrell Pryor is actually playing quarterback. I have a source that told me this. Terrell Pryor is playing quarterback to let teams know that he wasn't the best wide receiver in the NFL. Can confirm. Okay, of course, in typical Patriot fashion, we are down by a touchdown with under a minute to go. Let's see what we can do. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, it worked. Go no huddle. Let's go Mills, I guess. Gotta hurry this up here a little bit. Oh, not a good throw. Okay. We're gonna have to get him to bite here on a bench or something like that, like an inside slant or something. Terrell Pryor is not bad. I'm not saying that he's bad, but telling me that Terrell Pryor is better than Alshon Jeffrey is fucking laughable. Oh. Thank you, John, bro. I'm probably the only good Madden YouTuber. I'm clearly, you can tell by the gameplay, I probably am the best player of Madden on YouTube. So, you know. You think Odell Beckham is overrated? So do I. How about you catch the ball with one hand, and then I'll be impressed. Oh, get out of bounds! Oh, you motherfucker. I might have done it. I don't know if we're going to be able to get to the line. Come on. And of course we throw it to Randall Cobb out of anyone. Throw it to the one motherfucker that's 2 inches tall. Alright, guys. Thank you for tuning in for another live stream. This was the 2011 draft in connected franchise mode. I will say my goal, 90%, unless my internet's absolutely terrible, I will do the 2012 draft tomorrow night. So hopefully you guys can tune into that one if you missed this one or you're a little bit late. As well, we also came out with a video idea in this episode, which was Chip Kelly rebuilds, where we trade away all the good players to see what we can do in 2 seasons. That's going to be hilarious. I think I will look at bringing that to the masses. There was no rebuild today. Check that video if you haven't. There is a poll to vote for the 3 rebuild revivals that we'll do, where we visit any failed rebuild starting next Friday, and we will get to that. If you guys enjoyed this video and this is your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. And thank you for watching. Until next time, it's C4 saying peace out. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Probably see you guys tomorrow.